Partnered by Times Influence.
Mounds of waste. Garbage dumped on the roadside and overflowing from drains. Citizens assaulted by an intolerable stench. This is a sight all too common across India. Urban India is drowning in its trash.
With the development and the concentration in metros happening, the proportion of waste generators is going to be equally large. And in the metros, we have this problem of shrinking lands which can naturally decompose the waste.
Have you ever wondered what happens to the trash that we generate? 94% of waste is disposed of unsafely. It is either burned or dumped in untreated landfills. The waste is not treated to recycling, and hazardous toxic waste lies side by side with organic waste.
It is a fact that we are generating garbage, and the pressures on a municipal body are more immediate. I mean, are you able to give water supply, or how do you deal with the roads, the potholes? Garbage tends to take a backseat. It's only of late that, and with the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, that a lot of focus has come on to how the cities treat their garbage. We haven't had the robust institutional mechanisms to deal with large city garbages. So yes, I mean, we haven't been able to find the right way to deal with the garbage.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan on 2nd October 2014.
लेकिन पूज्य बापू का क्लीन इंडिया का सपना अभी अधूरा है.
With Mahatma Gandhi as the inspiration, the idea is to create a clean India of his dreams by 2019, his 150th birth anniversary. And one of the biggest challenges of the Clean India mission remains improper waste disposal, an environmental and health hazard that leads to both air and water contamination. Rapid growth and urbanization has resulted in a substantial increase in solid waste generation, and Indian cities are reeling under the burden of this waste.
People are just dumping the waste. They don't even see where they are wasting it. They just dump it on the street, on the wherever they want to waste it.
We say that India is a very developing country. We have the highest GDP in our country and all that stuff. And after that, you see a lot of things on the road. So that is like the discrepancy between what we say, what we show to the world, that what we are and what is the reality.
Even I throw garbage here and there. So I think I should not do it and suggest people not to do it.
What I think is every one of us should take steps, because it's not about a person who is cleaning or MCD department. It's every one of our duty.
India alone generates more than 1 lakh metric tons of solid waste every day, which is higher than the combined daily waste of many countries. Of the total municipal solid waste generated in India daily, 83% of it is collected and only 29% of this solid waste is treated.
We haven't been able to establish systems in place that deal with these mountains of garbage, both in terms of feasibility as well as in terms of costs. Of course, the MSW rules, the municipal solid waste rules, have been put into place just last year. And there have also been the construction and demolition waste rules and the associated rules in these respects.
Garbage is a big issue which is going to affect our cities in the coming years in a big way. It is going to harm our environment, it is going to shrink the green areas for our children, for the future generation to come.
The key to efficient waste management is to ensure proper segregation of waste at the source itself.
People do not understand that when they segregate at source, it goes in a long way in waste processing and recycling. When you mix up waste, even though it is segregated at a later stage, but then there is a element of wastage done in the process of mixing the waste and then segregating it.
If the first step is not achieved and it's unsegregated garbage, then the problems multiply. And then everything lands up in a central facility and then you see mountains of garbage. So without community involvement, I don't think we will ever be able to deal with the issue of garbage.
After the segregation, the waste must go through different stages of recycling and resource recovery.
Having done source segregation, the next step becomes a little easier. The next step is, if there's wet waste, then do you compost it? If it's dry waste, then you market it.
But can waste actually serve as a resource?
The private sector will come in if they see value in the garbage. Right now, the value is being derived from, say, waste electronics or some amounts of dry waste, plastics and others. Not many private companies are willing to deal with other forms of garbage. When you deal with the problem of garbage, it will have to be garbage in all kinds.
Taking up the cause of proper waste management is the company ExtraCarbon. A unique initiative by Green Tooth Technologies that collects recyclable waste from homes and commercial outlets and further sends this waste material to the recyclers.
I realize that we are wasting such an important resource. People in West, they see waste management as material management. There is a proper focus and lot of education, energy goes into driving that waste into a proper material. That is why we thought, let's create a platform where most of the people, housing societies, corporates, government, everybody can come and choose the right kind of future for themselves.
With a systematic approach in place to tackle the issue of waste collection and segregation at the source itself, Gurugram-based ExtraCarbon is leaving no stone unturned to create a cleaner society.
ExtraCarbon brings to the table is the model where waste processing is holistically and scientifically done. At the same time, it is economically sustainable. So anything which is not economically sustainable doesn't work out for long-term as a long-term model.
Started in 2013, ExtraCarbon was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to make a difference to the society with the help of a business idea.
Primarily, we are into only collection. Then after collection, we do segregation and sorting. And sorting is done to make the qualities. Because recyclers, they demand different kind of qualities from every item. So let's say even in paper there are different qualities, in plastic there are different qualities. So once we collect all the material, we segregate and sort it further.
But the journey has not been easy, and since their inception, the company has faced numerous challenges, especially when it comes to convincing citizens to cash their trash.
The biggest problem is perception. We think that it is waste, so nothing can be done about it.
Changing that concept or conceptualizing waste differently to customers did take some time, but now that we've got a flow going, we can see that a lot of customers have been joining us, and we've been getting a lot of calls from very different places for pickups, for scrap pickups, because they can see ExtraCarbon doing a much better and greener job than what they've been getting for the past X number of years.
Like any other startup, even ExtraCarbon faced several obstacles and challenges on their path to success.
Of all these problems, and the biggest is perception, second was the finding right kind of talent, and third, of course, not a lot of funding has gone into this sector from venture capitalist world. So yes, these three were the major problems.
Going forward, Indian recycling firms can also minimize the import of dry waste that is a norm currently in order to witness sustainable growth in this segment.
Most of the recyclers, to run their factories at the optimum level, they are still importing the waste because our domestic collection is poor.
So what will happen by segregation at source is that contamination of the dry waste will stop, because the wet waste won't be getting mixed with the dry waste. So the waste will then be more useful for our recyclers here, and hopefully we can stop importing waste and start using the waste that's thrown in the landfill for better purposes.
Time for a quick break. coming up, how ExtraCarbon is empowering our very own kabadiwalas to become eco-saviors.